Dozens of members of the Indian community are holding a silent vigil outside the Department of Justice this afternoon. A man from India in his 40s was brutally beaten in an unprovoked attack last Saturday evening in Tallaght. The Gardaí have said that they believe this attack was racially motivated, and unfortunately members of the Indian community here in Ireland say that attack last weekend wasn't an isolated incident.
We have gathered here with a purpose, and the purpose is to honour the dignity of the individual that was completely lost on 19th of July, Saturday. It is not an attack on one man, it is an attack on the entire community, an entire migrant community, just because that person looked different. That person came into the country 3 weeks ago, had nothing to do with the immigration crisis, or the housing crisis, or whatever crisis that exists in this country. Absolutely no knowledge of he will be attacked by a bunch of kids. And he was attacked. Why? Because he was a brown man walking in the wrong place at the wrong time, going to pray. Just recently on 24th July, there was another Indian chap who got attacked outside Conley Lewis stop. So most certainly these are not isolated events. I've lived here for 20 years. I went to school here. I went to an Irish university. I'm an Irish graduate with the ambition to serve the 32 counties of the Irish Republic. And most certainly people in the community now feel a bit afraid. You know, we don't want to be treated badly because we are here to contribute. We are participants towards building a fairer society. There is a bit of anxiousness, but I know that together we can survive the storm.
I was travelling through Kilnamana and I came across a crowd of people, some cars parked up, and it's quite clearly quite a chaotic scene. And then I saw the victim who was bleeding extensively from his head, from 2 injuries in his head, and he was completely covered head to toe in blood. So I pulled over my car and I asked the lady what was happening. She said, these guys are attacking him, he's had enough, leave him alone. And then I turned to the victim and I asked him, was he okay? He repeatedly told me his name and that he was Indian, and he asked me to help him. I asked had an ambulance been called, and it hadn't, which was so incredibly shocking to see the extent of his wounds, and nobody had called the man an ambulance. So we called an ambulance. I'd never seen anything like it in my life. He had a massive incision above his eyebrow that was spurting blood, and then he had another incision above the other eyebrow. He had cuts and bruises on him. He had been stripped of his clothes. This is everybody's business. This is on our streets, and I don't believe that we are a nation that condones this behaviour. The Ireland that I know says no to violence and no to racism.